Spontaneous fires in East London and beyond. Is the fun about to go out of the heat wave? Good evening. Whilst Britain bakes and basks in one of the all-time longest and hottest heat waves, firemen in Scotland, Wales and London have been having to contend with fires breaking out in woods and open grassland. Tonight, with the heat wave forecast to extend and get still hotter, the fiery enemy within. Also tonight, a third bomb attack confirmed against a mosque, this one in Wolverhampton. 2 Ukrainian men are being questioned.
And I'm at a very noisy Olympic park in Stratford. 1 year on, did the Olympics really deliver £10 billion to the economy?
And what about the sporting legacy? Are Britain's school kids really playing all the sport the government promised they would be?
And from America, the story of the iconic city that died. Once a proud hub of industry and music, tonight Detroit is bankrupt. And the other side of the American coin, unbridled optimism. I talked to billionaire Donald Trump about the American dream, his own presidential dreams, and, never a man to mince his words, what he calls the treachery of one Edward Snowden. So one more time, death for Snowden or not?
Well, I'd have to see what he's given away. But if he's given away top secret information and information that would be harmful to us, I would say absolutely, no question about it.
And here tonight, the death of a post-war hero, Bert Trautmann, who weathered anti-German taunts and helped win the FA Cup for Man City, playing in goal for the final minutes with a broken neck, and who, having won the Iron Cross in war, won the OBE for healing Anglo-German relations in peace. So parts of Britain have now sweltered through the longest heat wave for 7 years, with a full week of temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius. And there's a warning that those temperatures could rise even higher next week. There's fire services as far apart as the southeast of England, Scotland and Wales reported a spate of wildfires. The Met Office extended its heat wave alert to the northwest of England. Cordelia Lynch has this report.
After 7 days of bone-dry conditions, Britain has become a tinderbox. This is Epping Forest in southeast England. 200 square metres of land alight, started by 2 separate grass fires. Nationally, firefighters are dealing with 21 blazes a day. But the searing heat is moving from the capital. The warnings have spread west. The northwest, West Midlands and the southwest all have a level 3 heatwave warning, and the scale only goes to level 4. The eastern side has dropped to level 2. East Anglia and the northeast are at level 1. Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales may not have warnings, but they do have high temperatures. In Edinburgh, that meant taking it easy and enjoying the late arrival of the mercury rising. In Scarborough, they found new ways to keep cool and cover up. And let's not forget, refreshment can be fun. And this holiday camp in Yorkshire reaped the benefits. But for some, the heat took its toll. Gardener Dave Jewell from Hampshire didn't realise he had heat stroke until it was too late.
I had to go home for 2 or 3 days with do no work. I was just sort of sick and bad, and migraines, not sleeping very well in the heat as well.
And spare a thought for these workers without the luxury of an air-conditioned office. Then there's the infrastructure. Some of the roads are melting.
Sitting in traffic in this can cause tempers to fray, and for health and emergency services, the next few weeks are going to be a testing time. The novelty of this hot spell could become more a test of endurance than enjoyment.
We've been here before in 2006. The summer hit was upbeat, but they had to get the gritters out, not for ice, to stop the roads melting, and we endured 14 days of plus 30 temperatures. In 1976, when Kiki Dee and Elton John sung of breaking hearts, the weather broke records. Temperatures reached 90 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 consecutive days in June and July. A drought act came into effect. We were encouraged to have a bath with a friend to save water, but this year we might learn more about how to cope.
We should learn from this. This is the first time since the National Heatwave Plan was put in action after the 2003 heatwave, and it should give us information about the way people respond and whether we have been successful in helping to limit the impact on risk of death and mortality and morbidity.
The more immediate problem facing these firefighters is how many more incidents they'll be dealing with as the hot weather continues into next week.
And there will be a full weather forecast for the weekend ahead at the end of this programme. 2 Ukrainian men are being questioned tonight in connection with 3 attempted attacks on mosques in the West Midlands. The first took place last month near a mosque in Walsall. Then last week, a mosque in Tipton was attacked with a nail bomb. And last night, police discovered debris from a third device opposite Wolverhampton Central Mosque. Tonight, police are, for the first time, linking the attacks, as Fatima Manji now reports.
All day, counter-terror police and bomb disposal experts have been conducting a search at this software company in Birmingham. Last night, 1 man was arrested here, the other at a property close by. The company has been sealed off since. Other workers returned today to collect cars. Each one was inspected. We understand the 2 men are students who have been on work placement here for only a few months. The company has got training links to universities in the Ukraine. But little else is known about these men at this stage, and employees here are reluctant to talk. 20 miles away in Wolverhampton, another ongoing search outside this mosque, where fragments of a device were found last night. Police wouldn't be drawn on any connections to the murder of soldier Lee Rigby, but are now linking all 3 attempted attacks in the West Midlands.
We've been particularly worried over the last week or so that we had a serial bomber of mosques, and hence we were putting everything we possibly could into the investigation to catch the perpetrators. We're also working with every mosque across the region to help them work with us to improve their protective security.
The mosque here had been evacuated, but at Friday prayers they managed to get back to normal, despite the activity outside. This is where debris from the explosion was found, and as you can see, it's pretty close to the mosque itself. On the 28th of June, people within the mosque reported hearing a loud bang. There's a primary school here, and it was actually the teachers within that heard the sound. When the police arrived and searched the grounds, they didn't find anything to suggest there was a potential bomb. But it was only last night that they realised how serious this could have been.
It is of concern, clearly, wherever it is, an incendiary device and the amount of damage that can cause. But now being in Ramadan, etc., the number of people that are turning up for all 5 prayers, and if this were to go off at any time, there's hundreds of people inside here. So it is worrying from that aspect.
That's a sentiment echoed by the Home Secretary Theresa May, who has written an article in a Pakistani paper today to reassure Muslims that these attempted attacks will be dealt with. Meanwhile, West Midlands Police are preparing for a march by the English Defence League in Birmingham tomorrow. They're playing down fears over community tensions, but more than 1,000 extra officers have been drafted in. Fatima Manji, Channel 4 News in the West Midlands.